All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started as others join us. We're just going to talk a little bit about a few ground rules or opportunities to just kind of participate in this virtual preschool and help you to adjust to this if you're not used to using this type of platform. So we'll talk about the etiquette a little bit. As we're getting started formally with the open house, we're going to ask that you all mute your microphones, and that should be in the left-hand corner of your screen. And then that'll allow us to talk without a lot of background noise. And hopefully my dog won't do too much barking and talking while I'm speaking. So we'll work through that. We'll also suggest that there's different views that you have on your camera. So you can do an active view, or you can see the whole Brady Bunch look. So under the camera, there's 3 dots, and you can change it to an active speaker view. And that's in the right-hand corner of your screen if you want to do that. We are hoping that we'll be able to answer your questions this evening. Many of you have sent us questions via email or via the surveys that we've sent out. So we're wanting to address all of those this evening. If we don't get to those questions in our presentation, please use the chat box to enter your questions there. Okay, and we'll keep track of those. If we don't answer them directly tonight, we will send out a frequently asked question follow-up to tonight's video. I also want to let you know that we are recording this. So there are some families who shared that they couldn't join us tonight. And so we want to make sure that this is accessible for other folks. So please know that we are recording. So just keep that in mind as we have that moving forward. All right. Does that sound like a good way for us to get started? Yeah. Cool. Well, let's start with some introductions. I'm doing all this talking, but I haven't told you who I am, and so we'll start with that. Again, we want to welcome all of you to our first open house, virtual open house. My name is Cherilyn Napier, and I am the proud executive director of Arts Together. I have now been here for 1 year, and it has been an amazing journey. If you think about what has all transpired in the year of the last year, it's been a lot. But it's been an amazing place to go through the journey and to be a part of something that represents so much. It represents cultivating creativity. It represents community. It represents confidence and collaboration. So I am grateful for this opportunity to be here with this awesome team. I am going to ask all of the staff members that are online right now, if you all will just do a quick introduction of yourselves as well, and we'll keep the agenda moving forward.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Larissa. I'm the Director of Operations and Finance. I have Cherilyn beat. I've been on staff for 8 months, which means I think I was on staff for about 6 weeks before, we'll call it the before times. So I appreciate all of you for teaching me about Arts Together, and it has taken everyone in this community to show me the way, and I am so, so appreciative of each and every one of you helping me make this journey as unique and as special as possible. So thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Brenda Howe, and I'm the director of the preschool and the summer programs, and I feel like a real old-timer because I'm working on my 15th year of being with the preschool. Actually, I've been with the organization since 1992, which tells you how old I am, doing site coordinators for summer programs. So Arts Together is very near and dear to my heart.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sherry Pex, and I am a lead preschool teacher, administrative support, and I am on my 8th year at Arts Together.
And you froze up just for a second there. So you said you are a lead teacher?
I'm a lead teacher and administrative support, and I'm on my 8th year at Arts Together.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Renee Boyette, and I'm the Director of Art Programs at Arts Together, and I do a lot of the teaching of art at Arts Together. And I, like Miss Brenda, am starting my 15th year in the preschool. And Arts Together is my second home, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Catherine Allman, and I'm the dance director and the Rainbow Dance Company director at Arts Together. And I actually grew up dancing at Arts Together before it was even Arts Together. It was called Come Child Dance in the 70s, and I took class with Lemma Mackey, who then eventually started Arts Together in the 80s. And I kept on dancing through high school, went off and majored in college in dance, and came back because there's no place like Arts Together. It's very special. I've been here for 24 years teaching and 15 years directing the Rainbow Company and 10 years as dance director.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mr. Matt. I've been here teaching at Arts Together. This will be my 7th year. I teach music. I'm going to be doing a Monday classes for music. My son went here when he was 3 and 4 years old, and I started teaching in his 2nd year. I'm so happy to be a part of this Arts Together team.
Thank you so much, Matt. And I have one more introduction. We have our Arts Together Board of Directors president on the line. So Charlotte, do you want to say a quick hello, please?
Sure, I'll say hi. I'm also an adult dancer and in the Rainbow Company at Arts Together, and I have 2 children who have enjoyed Arts Together camps and programming. So I feel I'm in the super fortunate position of getting to see what all our amazing teachers do at so many levels. And I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you and your leadership with the Board of Directors and supporting the programs that we do here. Awesome. So we're going to jump right in. We have a full agenda, and our goal and our promise is to be done by 7:30. So we want to continue to move forward and get into the heart and meat of what tonight's about. Virtual open house. We are learning to do all kinds of things virtually. And I would say when this whole COVID piece hit in March, we were just trying to work our way through it. By summertime, we were like, okay, we can figure out how to make this happen, and not only just make it happen, but make it happen well. And so we were able to offer summer camps this summer that worked. We heard from many of you that said that the camps were working to the point that we had 88% capacity in most of the classes overall. With our classes, some of them sold out. We actually added more classes to our venue, adding an additional week. And so it really helped us fine tune what we could do in the fall, given the fact that we are not able to do what we would all love to do, which would be in person. So what's our next alternative? And so we really wanted to create something that made sense for the families. You heard from us several times through surveys, and your responses helped to create what we're presenting tonight. This was done with your input, with all of the information that you all shared. Just to give you a highlight of some of the things that were created this summer, we have a brief video that we want to show you. So I'm going to shut down talking and show you the video. So they say, roll that beam footage, right? Awesome. Thank you for showing that. I hope that shows you a little bit about the excitement that we have for the program, and most importantly, that the kids are moving, they're engaged, they were having fun, they were creating, they were collaborating, even at a distance. So we have incorporated all of that same type of spirit into this fall. And so we want to talk about the nuts and bolts of what that looks like. So at this point in time, I'm going to turn everything over to the preschool team, and Brenda's going to kick this off, and then we'll go into the different curriculum and classes that are available to you. Okay, so Brenda, you're on.
Okay, Ms. Sherry, will you put my diagram up? Here we go. Okay, so most of you got the schedule in one of our communications, but I thought I'd elaborate just a little bit. I want you to know that we created this selection of classes to enhance and to nurture children's developmental skills that they need at this point in their lives. And so we work on both the physical skills. They are working on fine motor and gross motor. We're working on their social skills, which is learning how to get along with your friends. We're working along on emotional skills, which is a lot of self-regulation, which is something that children at this age usually need a lot of help with. And then we're also working on cognitive skills, and these are the critical thinking skills that the children will be exploring. The classes in the morning are from 10 to 11, and we're going to start off the week with virtual music class, Music Mondays with Mr. Matt, and he will elaborate in a moment as to what that will entail. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, Ms. Sherry is going to be doing our virtual learning lab, and that is where we will be working on kindergarten readiness skills and appropriate developmental skills. On Wednesday, we have art with Ms. Renee, and on Friday, we're going to have creative movement with Ms. Catherine. So if the morning is your thing, that's great. If your child wants 1, 2, or all of these selections, that's a possibility, but you can custom make it to meet your child's needs. And then we're offering enhancement classes in the afternoon, and these are 45-minute classes, which are a lot like the classes that were offered when we had in-person preschool. So in the morning, and in the afternoon, on Mondays, we have music play. So Mr. Matt, can you share a little bit about music?
Yes, thank you. I'm going to be doing 2 different focuses with the music. Music mornings are going to focus on music, movement, and coordination. We're going to do a lot of things with our hands, a lot of things working on right and left brain or left and right brain coordination, working together, dexterity with our fingers, dexterity with our whole body. And then for a slightly different class, a different experience in the afternoons at 1 o'clock, music play is going to be a little bit more like what you would think of as a traditional general music class. So we're going to be doing just more song singing. We're going to be introduced to classical music in the form of puppet shows. So we're going to play with characters and create choreographed motions to go along with famous classical works. There'll also be musical storybooks. So 2 slightly different takes on what we can get out of music, but it's all about growing the child's brain, growing the child's experiences, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
Thank you, Mr. Matt. Next, we have Discovering Dance in Nature with Ms. Karen. Ms. Karen couldn't be with us this evening, but we do have a short video from her.
Hi, I'm Karen Ward, and I am here in my pumpkin patch. I am so excited to be teaching Finding Dance in Nature this fall. My pumpkins are growing everywhere, this way and that way. And oh look, there's a beautiful round pumpkin.
Having a few technical problems on that, but you could hear in her voice how enthusiastic she is and what she's doing with the art and nature class or the dance movement class. So sorry that happened, but we'll move forward. Next.
Okay, and so somehow or other I've lost the screen, but you can still hear me. Next we have Shake and Roll with Miss Nikki, and unfortunately Miss Nikki can't be with us this evening. I'm going to share with you a little bit about what that might entail.
So this is my friend Miss Nikki. Here's another fun picture of her, just so you have a little visual. And Miss Nikki is teaching Shake, Rattle, and Roll, which is a creative movement class for kids with a lot of fun energy and ready to explore and move their bodies in different ways. And dancers will learn that their bodies are amazing machines that can move in all sorts of ways, creating shapes and patterns and even sounds. We will learn about spatial awareness, different rhythms, while using imagery and books and pictures and more to inspire movement. Make space and make way. We're twirling, jumping, marching, hopping, and flipping our way through the fall. And Miss Nikki, I also wanted to tell you, she is a Arts Together alumni dancer as well from back in the 80s, and took dance and art and music at Arts Together when she was younger, and then went off to major in dance at Meredith College.
Thank you, Miss Catherine and Miss Nikki. Next we have Dance Play with Miss Lauren. Miss Lauren could be with us this evening, but we have a video from her as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Youngman and I teach dance play on Thursdays from 1 to 1:45. Sorry I can't be there tonight, but I wanted to make this video to tell you a little bit about the class and myself. I have been working at Arts Together for about 18 years now. I've enjoyed working in the preschool setting as well as in the dance department. And I really enjoy taking dance classes there myself. And my son is in the preschool as well. I have learned that teaching dance virtually isn't all that crazy different from
Ms. Sherry, are you speaking?
Yeah, I'm going to stop to see why that is not. Let me.
Okay, so while you're doing that, maybe we can slip over to Miss Renee. Can you tell us a little bit about art play?
Yes. So the biggest thing that's happened with being virtual for me has been that I'm all about getting messy. And so I do want to reiterate that I still encourage that, but I'm not going to be sending home Sharpies or glitter or any of those things that might make your house completely messy. But the most important part is that we are still about the process, and I do want to reiterate that. All summer, even within the week, it's been about the process. So we will read a book, we'll do one part, they'll meet us again next week, and we'll pick up from there, and we're going to stay within that process-oriented Arts Together way. So, you know, you'll be given a packet. You only have to pick up once, and you'll be able to pick that up, and there'll be enough supplies to last throughout the 7-week period. And then I also got good this summer at making a supply schedule so that you know exactly when your child is getting set up for class what they will need for that day. I've tried really hard to make it simple so that it's them doing the work, and as long as they're set up and ready to go, they can be successful, and you can hopefully be doing your own thing. And this summer, it really did work that way. I was super impressed with how the kids handled themselves, and I can't stress enough how impressed I am with the engagement we were able to get with these children. So it's a little different this year, but it's still magical, and we're still trying to make the same experiences for your child as we have when we are together. So again, I just want to reiterate, we're still process art oriented, and it's still the Arts Together way. It's just a little different this year.
Okay. So thank you. You've got an intro from all of our teachers. Miss Sherry, did you get that video finished? No.
I'm confused of why it's not working.
Okay.
We have also gone all summer.
Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Youngman, and I teach dance play on Thursdays from 1 to 1:45. Sorry I can't be there tonight, but I wanted to make this video to tell you a little bit about the class and myself. I have been working at Arts Together for about 18 years now. I've enjoyed working in the preschool setting as well as in the dance department, and I really enjoy taking dance classes there myself. And my son is in the preschool as well. I have learned that teaching dance virtually isn't all that crazy different from being in the dance studio. You have to be flexible, and not just physically, but mentally. And we've all had to learn to adapt quickly when needed. I've really enjoyed figuring out how to adapt the props that we use. And now we don't always have to use props. We often don't. We just need our bodies. But we have used napkins for scarf dancing. We have used a pillow as a marker on the ground to practice our jumps or leaps. And we've enjoyed using stuffies to do partner dances with, or even just place in the audience, and they can be our audience watching us dance and clapping for us. By far, one of my favorite tools to use for dance play would be a book. I love using books to inspire movement for class. I think they're also a really great way to incorporate pre-K learning standards. I was hoping that you all would move a little bit with me to a page that I found in this book that's very representative of 2020. Tell me what you think. This book is called How Do You Dance by Thyra Peter. And this page says sometimes you just need to flop around until you feel better. The word flop means to fall, move, or hang in a heavy, loose, or clumsy way. So right there in your chair, we are going to lift one arm up and then flop it down. Good. Lift the other arm up and flop it down. Let's repeat that. Lift it up, flop it down, lift it up, flop it down. We're going to do that with our head as it flops to the side, and back up to the other side. And let's repeat that, and to the other side, and back up. Great. Now I'm going to stand up. You can stay seated or stand with me, dancer's choice. And we are going to flop our head, neck, shoulders, and back forward. Here we go, flopping forward. Hang out and roll it up. Let's repeat that one for listening, watching, moving with me. I hope I get to meet some of your kiddos virtually and really hope I get to meet them back at Arts Together. Thanks so much.
Okay, so that's the selection that we have offered for the first 7 weeks. And you again can choose 1, 2, 5 days, whatever will accommodate your needs and your child's needs.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. I wish I could see some of your faces because I'd like to see like a thumbs up or and what are you guys thinking? Thumbs up? Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Virginia's. Thank you. Thank you. I see the thumbs up. Yay. Hi there. Okay. Well, we're excited. As you can tell, we have some awesome, creative, energetic teachers. And if they can't get your kiddos moving and thinking and processing, I don't know who can. I just promise you, they just do an awesome job. So kudos to the teachers for learning how to adapt this creativity, the curriculum to an online platform. We have time for some questions. So I think I will turn here a little bit, see if I can find them. And I have some that are here, and if you have other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We did have one already around packets being mailed if you're not in town, and yes, we will be able to do that for a flat rate to cover the cost of the mailing. Before we go into some of the questions, I'm going to ask Larissa if you will talk about how do you sign up and other key information regarding operations of the preschool.
Sure, absolutely. So there are 3 of us that have been building out the season on the registration platform and the website. And we have committed to one another, and we're saying it out loud right now, that should go live on Friday. But what that means for you all is that there will be a window of opportunity for all of you to register before we notify the general public. So those links will be live on the website for you to go ahead and register for any of the opportunities that you've heard about this evening, and we'll have full descriptions on the website for you all to really be able to talk about that as a family. So if you do not currently receive emails from Active Network, make sure to check your junk or spam folder on Friday, because we're going to send out an email from Active Network as soon as everything is open and as soon as everything is live, to give all of you the opportunity to go ahead and jump on these classes, whether it's enrichment, dance, or art. So that's a little bit of early bird knowledge that the general public won't have, because we will have class size limitations. We have learned over the course of the summer that there is a capacity to how many 3 to 5-year-olds you can teach virtually. And we want to make sure that our students are engaged and that our instructors and teaching artists can interact with them one-on-one, which is something that we're really good with over the summer.
Awesome.
One thing I wanted to touch on real quick that we didn't have a chance to really talk about is we talked about the enrichment classes like Shake, Rattle, and Roll and the music play, but in the morning from that 10 to 10:45 or even the 10 to 11 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's going to be a little bit more of a preschool model in the sense that we'll have Learning Lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays that will focus on kindergarten readiness. We'll talk about pre-literacy, pre-math. I'll be doing it through songs, rhymes, numbers that I throw in. I've got all these great little tricks to really get them learning in that way. And then if they have dance, music, or art on any of those mornings as well, we'll always be collaborating. So they'll all kind of mesh together. And so they'll be getting the whole experience, no matter which classes they take for that morning time. And if you do choose to to take the multi-art sampler, which will be Monday through Friday, you'll get the whole entire realm of all the different arts, and they'll all be, like I said, we'll collaborate, we'll all be together. So you do have those options for the morning slot, and then those enrichment classes are the later. So I just saw Jennifer ask about that, and so the morning time will be more of our preschool type model, and then the afternoon will be enrichment. They're kind of all a different sort of enrichment that you can pick and choose how you want them to look, but the mornings will be very collaborative as far as what we are teaching and the subjects and the themes and that sort of thing.
Catherine, we had a question about Miss Kate teaching on Saturdays. Did you want to address that as well as some of your other dance opportunities?
Sure. So we do plan classes for ages 3 to adult, and Miss Kate is teaching classes on Saturday for ages 3 to 5. Dance play similar to what Miss Lauren will be doing, but each teacher has their own way of going about it. Kate is a recent graduate of UNCG and has got her degree in dance education and is teaching at a public school with dance this year. So she's would be a lot of fun, and it would be another opportunity for an enrichment class.
We have a question here about whether kids will be able to interact with each other, or do they just interact with a teaching artist? Miss Sherry, take it away.
I saw that when and all I could think was, I want Virginia to get on right now and speak. It's interesting because Miss Catherine started something this summer that was really great, where we would pass a ball. And so it was a great way. It was an invisible ball, of course, and sometimes it was heavy, sometimes it was light. But that was a really good way to get the kids to initially connect. We would have them throw the ball, and then, we would say, raise your hand if your name is, and then throw the ball. And you could see that on their screen, whichever way they were throwing it, they could see whichever way the child was. And it was a way for them really to connect. And also we had started, if it was pirate theme, we had 3 ways to say hello. And every week we would have these different ways to say hello. And so each child got a chance to really say hello in their own way, so that the other kids could really get to know each other. And so we found these little ways to be able to make them connect, even if it was stretch out and hold the hand of the person next to you, or the ball. It's a little odd at first for the kids, but after a while it just becomes so natural of how they interact with each other that, and Catherine, definitely, if you want to speak on that, and Matt as well. Yes.
Okay, so
yeah, high fives. We gave high fives and.
For some of my music camps and finishing up the online classes from last semester, I noticed that the students would often have a stuffed animal, or they'd be sitting in a different position or on a different couch or under the cushions. So we'd play these games. We'd start to play, Where is Ledger, for instance. And the kids really sort of like brightened up and came alive, and it was all about playing through the cameras. Once the kids if I noticed they had a stuffed animal with them or something like that, I'd ask them, like, who is that? Who came to music class today? And of course, it's spotlights on them, like, this is my stuffed animal, he's very important to me. And the next kid I'd see in the screen, the child would go run to their room and come back with something to share. So we just started doing show and tell. But a lot of those things in my music classes were just naturally what the kids were doing. All I did was engage and ask about it, and I allowed the kids to have that interaction because it is so important.
Thank you, Matt. We had a great question about tuition that I'd like to go ahead and address to make sure that we get this out to as many people as possible. The traditional preschool tuition is on hold until we can meet in person and have our in-person preschool model. What we are offering currently for fall is an a la carte opportunity to pick and choose what works best for your family. And the price point is accordingly. So if you only have time to take music with Mr. Matt on Monday mornings, that's all you're going to pay for. It's almost like a summer camp model or your afternoon or dance class enrichment model. That's what it is across the board. Now, if you decide you want to fill your mornings Monday through Friday, there is a price point for that, and it's going to be reduced. It's going to be a little less expensive to do it that way than if you were to purchase all 5 across the board. You're going to want to just buy the package. So if you have additional questions about that, you're more than welcome to continue with the chat box or email me directly at office@, and I will include additional information about that in the FAQ.
Can someone speak to this being in 2 sessions and how it's broken down onto the based on weeks? Larissa?
Oh,
it looks
sure.
like Brenda's going.
Go ahead, that's fine. Go ahead,
Go
Larissa.
ahead, Brenda, I just talked.
Okay. So when we created this series of classes, we decided to do them in 7-week sessions. So let's say the first 7 weeks you wanted to do Learning Lab with Ms. Sherry on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you wanted to dabble in dance. So you'd be taking dance with Ms. Catherine. Perhaps the second 7 weeks, you would want to do something different. So then you have a choice of continuing with Ms. Sherry on Tuesday and Thursday, and maybe taking music with Mr. Matt. Or you could take art with Ms. Renee, and those are all in the morning. Or if you wanted to continue with Tuesday, Thursday in the morning, but you wanted to add one of our enhancement classes in the afternoon, you do that also. So you have actually a bigger variety of classes that you can choose from. To meet, again, the needs of your child and what your child's interested in.
In addition to that, it allows us to be flexible. It allows us to continue to pivot as we have since March. If we're thinking about time in 6 and 7 week chunks, that gives us an opportunity to say, you know what, we're ready to start some in-person programming. We're gonna start that the second session. Maybe we're not comfortable with that yet in the first session, but that's only 6 or 7 weeks away, where we as an organization can study the science, study the guidelines, and say that we're ready to do that and not have to wait until January. We can wait just until the second session of fall to make those choices.
Great responses, thank you. We have another question here regarding signing up for 1 session or 2 sessions. Can you do both at the same time?
Yes, we should have both built out.
We will. It'll be done
We
tomorrow.
will have them built out.
It'll be done tomorrow afternoon. So not live,
Friday.
but it will be ready. It will be ready Friday.
Awesome. We're committed to making this happen. And again, we wanted to start with our families, with our internal families first. It is limited again, because, you know, we want to make sure that there is opportunity to connect. So we will start a wait list as classes start to fill up and see if, you know, where it leads from there. But you know, we have a maximum capacity that we can serve. So we want to make sure that you sign up early for sure. Other questions coming in, Larissa?
Yes. Sherry and Catherine and Renee, what devices and environments for the kids have you seen work best over the course of the summer? Laptop, tablet, how much room do you need to dance? What do you need for art? Miss Renee and Sherry and Catherine.
Let's start with Miss Renee.
So on the days that we have art, you just need a good work surface, and I typically will include some sort of covering in your packet for you to put down, so when we paint or do anything, you can cover their work surface. I think, you know, a table of some sort is what works best for that. So yeah.
Great, thank you. Miss Sherry.
And so what we've seen that's really worked well is, like Miss Renee said, they have a little table, and then usually Miss Catherine would say, all right, now just kind of step away from the table, give yourself some space, and now it's going to look a little different depending on what class you sign up for. So if you're doing art, definitely a little table. For my class, there might be some days when they might need a little work surface, but a lot of it will be just kind of moving and a little interactive. And then Miss Catherine, you know, like she just moves back, but I'll let her speak on that. But we have found that any of the devices, I haven't seen any be wrong. We've had everything from them being where we can see we're all the way up on their screen. So if, you know, that it's that kind of thing. And then some it seems like they're more interactive when they're right in front, like this sort of thing. We've seen that it feels more personal, and I'm just assuming that, but just on my side, how that feels, it feels a little closer. And you're going to want them to learn that mute key. And so it is very good when they can do that themselves, which they learn really quickly, but that being accessible to them is really helpful.
Miss Catherine.
Yeah, so for dance, any of the dance classes, you would need just a little space. Maybe if you have a living room near a couch, maybe if you have a coffee table, move that to the side so they have a little room to move, maybe about 10 feet or so. And it's not too much room, but enough that they can kind of spread out and stretch and jump and run and turn in a circle and that kind of thing. That would be great. And there was something, and I think also for the kids, if they have a smaller device, it might be good if they could pin the teacher that's talking. So, and that happens with that 3 little dots on the teacher screen. You just hit that and then say pin video. And that way the teacher's really big. If it's a smaller device, that might help for some of the dance.
Great, thank you.
So we have 2 different start dates for the first session, and it's only because we're starting our multi-arts mornings earlier than we're starting dance. So our morning sessions with the learning labs and the enrichment begin the Tuesday after Labor Day, which is Tuesday the 8th. And Catherine, remind me when our dance sessions start, please.
It starts September 21st. And so Miss Kate's Saturday dance play would start that weekend.
Multi-arts morning all starts at the same time though, right? Just for clarity.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Mr. Matt's actually going to be 6 weeks instead of 7 because he misses Labor Day.
Yeah.
We anticipated having a conversation about parent involvement. Ms. Renee, I think you could probably speak to that in terms of parent involvement with some of the art projects and what the feedback was that we received after summer camp, if you have a few minutes to talk about that.
So I think what we did get some feedback early on was that it was very helpful for the parents to know what materials were needed for the following day. And so, like I said, with your packet, you will have a schedule that will let you know you need a pencil, you need your glue stick, you need this, you need your bag of bug parts. And so I will have it all written out so that you can have those materials for your child. I always go over the materials with the child. I hold them up and I say, you've got this, and we get it all on the same page. And then, so some parents loved the participation of it. We had parents all summer who you could tell were just really into it with their child. You're welcome to have that opportunity as well, but it really is my goal to get their attention for that 45 minutes and create with them and enjoy our time together so that maybe you can step away and do other things or be working or whatever you need. This format has been a lot easier than I thought it would be, and it does give me the chance to see every child and speak to every child and see how their progress is going and be able to, give suggestions or, help out if needed. So we try to make it as easy for you as possible.
Thank you, Renee. And we had one last question that was submitted to us over the summer. And I'm just going to ask the question, and Ms. Sherry will take care of the answer for us. What if my child doesn't look like they are paying attention? What does that look like virtually, and how does the instructor handle that?
So one thing that we have really found is what looks like paying attention to the parent is not necessarily what is going on. So this is a student's dream come true. They're in their own space. They have their cuddlies. They have a drink. They can run to the bathroom anytime they want. So what we have found is even though they're, not sitting you know, completely crisscross applesauce like we are on them at school. This is their time to really keep their body stimulated so that their brain is really functioning like awesome. I mean, and so I've had parents say, you know, it looks like they're not paying attention at all, but they really, really are. This is just in their space and their comfort. Even if they're laying down and they're just fully watching us, they're taking it in their own way, and you'd really be surprised at what they are retaining. We have been really surprised at that. They're not going to sit and be super studious. They're 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and really what you're seeing is what we see in school most of the time. We just, at that point, we can kind of control it differently. And so this is the time for them to be free in their own space. And so I do want you to think about it in the sense to set your expectations low, and you're going to see that they are going to exceed that. It's in their own way right now. And this is what they need, and we have to kind of let that go a little bit. And so when we let go, we could see that they were really, really, really taking it all in, and it just looks different is all right now. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sherry.
Matt is with the Wigleys a lot in his music class. Mr. Matt, do you have anything?
Yeah, thank you. I had a really funny experience over the summer with one of my music camps. There was a family who had the camera set up, they had everything to go, and the kids were there for like 5 minutes, and then they were off camera. I had no idea what was going on. I checked in with the parent. I said, "Are you still there? Is everything okay?" They're like, "Yeah, they're just, you know, doing other things." And, you know, when children of this age are learning, they are absorbing information from their entire environment, from all of their senses all the time. They were hearing the camp go on. They were hearing the music happening while they were doing other stuff. They went and played. They went and ate a snack. They showed up with a glass of milk and a sandwich one time and just stared at the screen. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the day, they played the same example we were all playing all day anyway. So they heard it, they absorbed it, they were on their own time. They were just learning at their own pace and with their own needs. And I would guess that many children are the same way. They're going to absorb information from their environment, from all of their senses, even you parents know this by now, even when we don't want them to hear or observe some of the things that we do or say, boy, they sure know all that stuff. So these online lessons, to me, seem to operate the same way in regards to what the children are actually listening and paying attention to.
Thank you, Mr. Matt.
Question here about registration and how do we register. Registration will begin on Friday, and all of our preschool families and our summer camp families will receive an email when all of that goes live, and you all will find out before the general public, and then there will be buttons to click on that will walk you through the registration process through our registration platform called Active Network, if you have not used that before. Something that we were so moved by over the summer is we had an opportunity for families to participate in what we called our Pay It Forward Scholarship. And we had so many families give towards that in order to fund the summer camp experience of other children. So we are going to continue that through the fall, not for summer camp, but for these opportunities, so we can continue to fund and match dollar for dollar our Pay It Forward scholarship, and to be able to give back to the community for those folks who may not be able to afford our virtual offerings. So we were so very grateful for that generosity over the summer. So thank you very much.
Awesome. We promised to get you off of here by 7:30. It is 7:24. I just want to see if there are any other questions that we can answer for you. Just quickly, I see a thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you all for your time this evening. This is our first virtual open house, and we'll see how they go. But we'll definitely be in touch as we get classes going, and we always have our back to school night, and we'll connect and do some of the same type of things as well to move us forward. So thank you again for just your consideration. We value and we continue to welcome your ideas and your thoughts. Please mix it with a little grace. We would appreciate a little grace on some of that. We're going to make some mistakes along the way, but we're going to learn from them and continue to grow. And that's what's brought us to this point today. It's come from your input, from your connection, from the creativity of the community. And so that is the heartbeat of who Arts Together is. So we thank you for that. And we look forward to working with you this fall and seeing your kiddos. With that, we bid adieu. Good night. We'll see you guys later. Bye, kiddos. It's good to see
Bye.
you.
Ledger.
Bye, Ledger.
Hi.
Hi,
Oh,
Great to see you, Benjamin.
Bye,
look.
Miss Jacobson.
Hey.
Jacobson, hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Got a haircut too.
Yes.
Awesome.
Mr. Mad's dog is saying goodbye. Hi.
Aw.
This is Houdini.
Hi, Houdini.
Houdini.
You are so
Hi, guys.
That's on.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Good to see you.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Love it. Thank you all so much. You guys have a great evening. Bye.
Good to see you.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Can you stop the recording, Sherry?
Sure can.